Okay. All right, great to see you guys. Hi, Charles Latora, and hi, Telemachus. I do want to say that, well, obviously you can see that I've got a different location. So we'll see how that works. And that's going to be a double whammy in a weirdo sense, in the sense that, well, the camera's a lot closer. So you guys are going to see me up close. And I don't want to throw out a downer right off the bat, but I had some fairly upsetting news this morning. I just found out a few hours ago, a friend of mine had a very tragic event happen to him. So my mind is kind of, yeah, I'm not really focused on the live stream at the moment. I'm kind of distracted and fairly low key. So I'm hoping that I will actually go through the full hour. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, so I've had, I've been had my odd episode of sobbing this morning and so on and so forth. So anyways, I'll try to focus and we'll go from there. Good morning, Meandering Mike. Great to see you as well. So as you can see, I've got a different location. It kind of, the reason being, I think I was mentioning to you maybe 2 weeks ago, Charles Latora says, looks good, understandable, thanks. Yes, thank you for letting me know if it looks, not me, that's for sure, but the background and everything looks good. Yeah, I would like to, I don't know if, like, hopefully this will be better in the long run. I was thinking about putting, different things. I like the chalkboardy diner thing. Anyways, like I said, hopefully I'll try to stay focused here. Yeah, the main reason was I was just finding it far too clunky to try to have two browsers open on one screen and being able to, share a screen, like share the window, like information with you guys and so on and so forth. And now with the double screen, I'll actually be able to keep you guys separate. And, I'll be able to do some wonderful things, I hope, once I start to learn how to, get better at it, which is, share a whole window and like the entire stuff like that. So that should be hopefully less clunky in the long run. Please let me know what you guys are up to. I know, like Telemachus, when does, I didn't get the full gist of it there from the Not Jay show there on Wednesday. Is it, you guys were saying it starts, it's starting, January 1st or something like that? You're allowed to have your miniatures primed, and I think it was, 15 mil is the lowest amount or something. You're not allowed to do 6 or something or anything like that. Anyways, so that's it. Oh, the only other piece of news I wanted to let you guys know about, I don't know if you remember me mentioning it, yes, our last live stream, is that Harro Bosma is probably going to be not participating for about a month. Him and his wife are on a pretty long holiday, so that's pretty amazing. That's pretty nice. So hopefully that will go well with him and his wife. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Telemachus. What the heck was I going to say? And Meandering Mike's got, he just finished up one of the games there, the Hexagon Alley Rommel Desert for North Africa game there. And from 1973, I think. You've got to the Latora Vorbeck and then the Mighty Endeavor thing. Charles Latora says, long holidays, I couldn't even get a week off, let alone a month for that. I'm jealous of Europe. Yes. Yeah, I think they also, a fair amount of those countries have a fairly early retirement age as well. Okay, so I'm going to start off, I'm just going to put in the first clue. And like I said, I apologize if I'm kind of like a little all over the place. More than usual is what I'm trying to say. I'll try to stay as focused as possible. So here's your first clue for the history heroes. Who or what am I in World War I? And I just put it in. I mean, remember, I'm trying to pop the clues in hardest first, if you want to call it that. Here, I can move the keyboard over. Like I said, I'm still having to get used to this whole thing of having two screens. It's wonderful. So, okay, I'm going to put this in the comments as well. And then we're going to go. No, I didn't do that. Sorry. Oops, comments. There, I did it. Oh my goodness. Hello, Chris. Super nice to see you. There, I put it in. Yes, great to see you, Chris. And please, for the love of God, give me a call. If you can check my email address on the whatever. For God's sakes, give me a call. This has been a whatever. And I actually would love to talk to you because something fairly tragic happened with another friend of mine a few hours ago. So I'd like to talk to you about that as well. Meandering Mike says, Field Marshal Nay. No, but you do get a point. Anyways, Crispy Galactic, super glad to see you. I hope you're doing well. Charles Latora says, assembled and based 2 buildings for my 15mm Cowboys. Interesting. Yeah, I'd like to know. Oh, darn it. I do have actually, I think, I can't remember what rule system you're using, probably your fistful of lead thing. But yeah, I have a Cowboy game upstairs. I can't remember what the name of it is. But anyways, there's your first clue. I'm going to give you another one, and then we're going to go off to the a little bit of the news. So the second one here is, I wrote of the war, if I don't add much luster to it, I will certainly not tarnish it. So like I said, I'm obviously not going to give you the gimmies, or at least my version of what I think a gimme is for the thank you, Crispy Galactic. Yeah, please do so. It was mind-boggling when I saw your comments. That's all I got to say. On a side note, Crispy Galactic and actually Meandering Mike, remember last year when you were in your Thanksgiving video and you were saying about trying to reach out, or I think maybe it was also the Christmas one, where you were saying try to reach out to loved ones or people that you haven't talked to in ages, because you said that you had someone you hadn't talked to in ages, and you're like, wow. And he was the first person that I was thinking of was Crispy Galactic right there. So yeah, so there's your second clue. Did I put it in the banner? No, you got some wacky thing there. I don't know what the hell that is, so I'm going to show you that one there. I wrote of the war. If I don't add much luster to it, I will certainly not tarnish it. Okay, and now I'm going to try and share the screen, and we'll get off to the news a bit. And I do have like I said, I'm trying to keep. What are you doing, Puss? You doing all right? All right, and you guys can see this. Excellent. I'm going to get rid of the banner for now, so you guys can see the full on here. Okay, and yeah, like I said, I just wanted to, like, as you know, I know, you know, I bang on and on about the World War I Museum and Memorial, but I love the place, and I mean, that's what they're geared towards, so what do you want? And anyways, I just thought that this was an interesting little article. I didn't know much about it, and I guess, well, it's about some show as well. I don't know the show of. They said it's based on some 2003 episode of the OC. I don't know what that is. Ghosts of Chrismica, and it just goes on and on a little bit about here. It's well, actually, hold on here. Learn more. Let's go to it. You're gonna let me do it. I want you to see this one, and yep, there you go. So there you go. And it was I only read a tiny little bit of it, but I was like, okay, I wanted to. If anybody else wants to find out a bit more about this stuff, off you can go. Okay, and I'm going to go to the comments because I'm not looking. Charles says, Rust Primer wouldn't spray. If I can't fix today, orc boots or boats are going to get Desert Yellow Primer. Fingers crossed. That'll be interesting. Desert Yellow Primer. Yeah, I remember again, before Meandering Mike showed all those different colored cans of paint, I only ever thought there was 3, white, gray, and black. I had no clue. All right, so I'll give you another banner or a clue. And there, I died at the Battle of the Somme on the 1st of July, 1916, before the battle had even started. And I'll pop that into the comments. And sorry, I'll stop the screen. There we go, just for a little bit so you can see the banner. And I'll pop that in the comments. Yeah, okay, so where's my thing here? All right. Done. Okay. And I'm at the banners bit. Now let's go back to the news. I think, did I do the rest of the news? Actually, this is one I do want to show it to you guys, and I've got to get to my links. Hold on here. So, remember Tin Whistle Traveler? Oh my gosh, Crispy Galactic, you're going to lose your mind. Are there many primer colors available? Just thought of grays and whites. The same thing. Same thing here, Crispy Galactic. You're not going to believe this. I'm actually playing, well, playing is in quotes, a musical instrument. So you better bring your banjo and your guitar over when I run into you. I've been learning how to play the tin whistle. And anyways, I'm going to go to, hold on here. I want to grab the link so you can show it. So I think I've mentioned this. Well, you guys know from a few episodes ago, a few lectures ago, that Meandering Mike's Army Painter has a large range of color primers. Yeah, and like I said, at this point, I was completely naive about this. So I'm going to give you guys another clue because you guys are well, maybe now going to start cluing in. We'll see. Pardon the pun. Telemachus, all colors of primers exist. Really? Neato. Yeah, that makes sense. What am I thinking of? Of course, you're right. Super cool, Meandering Mike. Yeah. Okay, so where am I going here? I said I was going to give you another clue. Yes. So anyways, last night I get a message from Tin Whistle Traveler, which I told you is there. I don't have to see that. Okay, I don't really care about that. Did you see that? There, I'll pop that in. Did that work? Nope. Keep saying I'm giving an error. I'll just read it out. My job as a bomber had been to go over the top without buckets of with buckets of hand grenades. Good Lord. I'm getting a little bit. Anyway, so let's go to the tin. So I give him money every month. I'm a patron of his thing, and hold on, I gotta get to the links. There we go. And so I get a message from him, well, a bunch of people saying, hey, my grandfather's 92 years old. He fought in Korea. And here's a video of his, a YouTube video of his being interviewed. And he's the kindest person I've ever met in my entire life. I'm not going to, I can't do that because it's copyright, whatever, but I put it in the, I'll put it in here and I'm going to present the screen. So I need to see the comments. Sorry. Present, share screen, boink. So there it is. And you guys can see that. I'm going to get rid of the banners first. The banner. There we go. So that's him. I've put it in the, his, so that's his grandfather. And he was part of this bit here. And he was like, oh, you know, please watch it and whatnot. But like I said, obviously we can't watch it because it's not his video, and I don't want to get into copyright whatever's. But it's I put it in the links if you guys want to watch it. But I was like, wow, just I was really happy that he wanted to show that. So there we go. I'm gonna get the comments. So everybody, Charles Latora says, made some more river pan. Yes, I forgot to comment about that. Came out, working on another hill terrain piece. Should be good for 15 to 28 millimeter gaming. Yep. And I remember on the Wednesday there, you were mentioning also talking about, well, a bunch of them were talking about scale issues and, you know, using different scales, playing games or whatever. If you have the buildings at a certain, you know, different scale. I don't know. I'm just like, part of me is like, I allow my little mind to go with it, or try to keep all the buildings the same size, kind of thing. That makes some kind of consistency. And who cares if they're the different scale to the people? Charles Latora says, here in San Diego, Dixie Line has lots of different colors and textures, matte, gloss, etc. Neat. Okay, so I'm going to give you another one. Here we go. There's the other one. I'm going to try and see if it'll let me do the comments. Okay. Put it in the comments again, which it didn't seem to like to do. So I died through my bravery in the trenches, but only one other soldier was injured. Who am I? Okay. And why are you not doing this? There we go. Let's see. Did that work? Let's hope. It looks like I did. William Arends, great to see you. General Haig, no, you get, but you're getting the point. Meandering Mike says Johnny McFumbles. Oh my gosh, that's God, you're good. And I mean, considering, like I was saying, this is you're just getting going. It's early in the morning. You don't even drink coffee, for God's sakes. Good morning, MiniWarMutt. Great to see you. I shouldn't make jokes. No, actually, you should, Meandering Mike, because it helps. You know what I mean? I know what, like I said, I don't want to get into down, and it keeps my mind off of the stuff. Charles Latora says, no idea as usual, but you get a point for it. There's the other thing I forgot to tell you, Crispy Galactic, because you're new on this thing. So basically what we're going to do, what we do each week is well, obviously we get together and find out what the heck's been going on. And then we do this little quiz thing of like, who or what am I in World War I? And you just get a point, even if you could just say anything. It doesn't matter. You just still get a point for trying out. And then later on, we'll, if we ever get to it, well, we're actually doing really good. We're only 16 minutes in. Is that we're following week to week. So right now, if you can see over here, it's, or over there, it's December 10th to the 16th, 1915. So in our world, it's Thursday right now, December 16th, 1915. And hopefully I'll get to that point where we start talking about what happened last week. And then we go from there. And then I also try to talk with you guys about a random game of the week, and so I'll go to Board Game Geek, and I'll just try to find a random game that's World War I related, and then I also try to look up news and try to find if there's other people that have YouTube channels that are doing some really cool stuff with World War I, or blogs, or anybody who wants to help me out, direct where World War I related gaming and resources are, go for it. I mean, and then we also talk about books and that type of stuff. Really, that's what I'm trying. But I will say this, and thank goodness. Well, it's not happening this week, so thank goodness. But I did notice it last week. I did talk about it with Meandering Mike last week. Quickly, Crispy Galactic says, "I want to cheat so bad." Well, I'm sure people have, and I mean, and if when they stare at their Porsche driving around the thing from their winnings, I'm sure they feel guilty about it. I mean, as if. And Crispy Galactic says, God, I love it. Good. And I got sidetracked again. Yeah, I did. So we'll just we're just gonna have to go with it and go from there. So, oh yes, here's another, because I keep wanting to mention it to you guys, and so you guys still haven't figured out who this person is. Okay, I'm going to give you the other clue. Ironically, Crispy Galactic, a song was made of this person, and that's the very last clue. I was immortalized in a song which tells my story. So, and since you're a musician, there you go. And I'll throw that one in. I threw myself on a box of bombs about to explode in the trenches packed with soldiers. And I'm sorry, Charles Latora, I did not read your last one. Poor jokes should be negative points. So, all right, then. So that means Meandering Mike would be, well, he'd be in last place for sure. Oh, dang. There we go. William Arends, hello from Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. I just came back from taking my grandson to Christmas play practice. Yeah, you're right, Telemachus. Exactly. And I'm sorry they did not have cherry red. So you're going to have to go with Barbie pink. That's just the way it goes. All right. And I'll give you the last, you know what? This, I think, may be only the third time that people have not got the clue or got the person or like, who or what am I? And that is a dandy. I'm like absolutely shocked. Because you guys are so freaking good. It's amazing. And I'll put the last one in there. I was immortalized in a song which tells my story. I'm almost getting to the point now we'll have to do like, what do they call it? The Wheel of Fortune thing. I can start revealing letters to you or something. Barbie pink, excellent. I'm glad you like it, Telemachus. Charles Latora says, thinking I should make some sandhills. Yes, you should. I don't know about you, but it's interesting to see what if you're going to try to add in some wind ripples. I would like to see that. Crispy Galactic says my favorite shade of pink is Barbie. Boom. Meandering Mike says Steve Rogers threw himself on grenade, but was World War II. Wow. Captain America. Interesting. Is that how he ended up because he had to get all his suit? I don't know about whatever. So do you guys want me? You know what? We're going to leave it. I'm going to get rid of the banners. Then we're going to go and there's another comment. Obviously, MiniWarMutt says Sir Douglas Haig. No, you're wrong, but you get a point. And I do want to say again, what from way back when, it blows me away that these people like you, because you're not like it every week, and you just came right in a few weeks ago, boom, snag some points, and off you go again. And I was like, well, this is pretty trippy. Henry Rollinson, I like the way you're going. Meandering Mike says the grenade was a dud. What? Oh, for Captain America, dude, or whatever. Okay, so here's another thing I wanted to show you guys, and thank goodness MiniWarMutt's here actually, due to the fact that he's a miniature. Well, listen to look at the bloody name. He's a miniature war gamer. A few of you guys are miniature war gamers, and I constantly keep forgetting to mention this. Well, I've mentioned it, but I really want to hammer home this website. So we're going to go to it, and it's the Lone Warrior website. I've mentioned this. Telemachus says Warmutt gets a Porsche. Yes, he does. And here we go. But he's getting a 15 millimeter scale Porsche. So you're getting the full on. All right. So you guys can see that. Excellent. So this is what I wanted to show you is that I mentioned this a bazillion times, this website, the Lone Warrior website, and they need a lot of love. And every once in a while they'll do like a sample or article or what have you. Anyways, one of the latest offerings from, and this guy is a prolific contributor, George Bannock. And I thought maybe you guys would want to quickly take a look at how nice of a job these guys do. And I pay $15 American. Charles Latora says a Porsche Tiger. Yeah, a Porsche Panzer Tiger or something. But anyways, I wanted you guys to remember I said it's in the sources and links. But this is for you, for anyone who doesn't know about the Lone Warrior. It's a great place to go. So I wanted you guys to see that. All right. So we got that one done. Then this came out. I haven't listened to it. It was weird. I started to. I'm sorry. I have to get to the. Actually, we're going to go to this one. And because I no longer have. And yet again, it's another miniatures related thing. That's pretty cool. Is I almost feel like I need to. I almost feel like I can just share my bloody window. The whole thing. I don't have to worry about any of these crap. So these guys, yet again, MiniWarMutt says, bring on the minis, right on. Since Magister Militum isn't around anymore, by the way, they're still looking for, you could buy even select ranges off of them. I'm going to my next best site website. These guys are great. Awesome affordability, even for getting shipped to the UK. So anyways, he's got 15% sale on right now. I wanted you guys to know they've got some really interesting ranges. So there you go. I wanted you guys to see that. Done. What's the next one? The Not So Quiet. That's why I was like, maybe I should just keep the window open and you guys can see the whole bloody thing rather than me doing this silly nonsense. Whoa. Oh, sorry. You're hearing a bit because I stopped listening to the episode last night. And I just wanted you to know that these guys are, yep. Oh, I got to get rid of the banner. Sorry. Boink. So, yeah, so you guys can see this. It's just that they have they've had several episodes. I'm actually a few behind. but they're really jumping ahead. So they've done the Somme, they did Passchendaele, and now they're doing the big German spring offensive in 1918. But I wanted you guys to know that it's still they're still cranking them out, and it sounds like they're going to get away from battles a bit more later on and start talking a bit more like the nitty gritty stuff. So I'm like, ooh, I'm rather excited by that. I can tell you that much. So I'm in the comments. I want to make sure I can see everything. Good. All right. Who's next? Guys, what in the world? If you guys know anything about this, I would like to, please let me know. When I saw the prices, I was like, you've got to be joking. And sorry, I'm missing some stuff here. No, I'm not. Okay, present, share the screen, boink, 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 boink. All right, you can see that. What in God's green earth kind of game costs £600? What the hell? Am I missing something here? Oh, that's what I wanted to talk to about. I was mentioning with last week about with Meandering Mike, and I caught myself last week. I don't want to start editorializing in this on this live stream. This is our live stream, and it's not fair, guys, that I'm in control of the audio and the visual. Do you see where I'm going with this? So it's not fair if I start popping off my comments and you guys are not able to do that. So I want to get away from that. So if you guys know anything, and it's on sale, I was like, yeah, right. Can I see something from it? I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, no, that is just like an insane in the membrane. Meandering Mike says TKC notoriously charges huge amounts for their games. Okay, so you guys do know about these people. I don't know anything. Telemachus says I'll take 2. All right, and here's another one I keep forgetting to mention it because when we were doing the Battle of Los there, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wanted to look to find out if there was anybody in the Battle of Los, and I should have talked to this guy. You did it, William Arends. Well done. Congrats. Sorry, but that's amazing, man. I was wondering if anybody would ever get it. Billy McFadzine. I don't. Yeah, how in the? I got to figure out how to pronounce his name, and I should go and look up the. I should have done that ahead of time. As provided the link for the bloody for his song. Hold on here. So I wanted to show this guy. So this guy's been doing miniature war game. I don't know if you guys know about the Krusty Colonel, but I want to give him some love. MiniWarMutt says, nice. I was going to mention Lu Sing Ki of the 77th, who I don't know of. So anyways, this guy's been playing. Well, let's take a quickie look so you can see what. I'm sure I'm not going to get or whatever, and he'll probably be like, go, buddy. So there you go. And he's using a two fat lardies rule system in the trenches, or in the blood in the trenches or something, or whatever. All right, so now we're going to go to the we'll go take a look at the picture. MiniWarMutt. Oh, so you do know about him. Excellent. Great. Like when I saw that he was only at 289, I'm like, this guy's got some in-depth stuff. Like this guy's doing like really high quality whatever. I was like, man, this guy's got to get some better love. This is BS. Okay. So we're going to go to here. You can see that, or you can't see it yet, but I'm going to show it to you. That's why I was like, maybe I should just do my window. It's not like, you know what? Let's try that. Screw this. And if it looks ridiculous, let me know. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, screw this. I'm going to show you my entire screen. So that way, you know what I mean? I don't have to start farting around every 5 seconds. Present this, present that, and we'll just keep going. So there we go. William Billy McFadzine, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. Sorry, I'll pop that. That's maybe the only thing that you guys are that's going to be a bit irritating. I threw myself on a box of bombs about to explode in the trenches packed with soldiers. I died at the Battle of the Somme on the 1st of July, 1916, before the battle had even started. Meandering Mike says, better hide the porn window. No problem. Well, oh God, Meandering Mike, well, we can talk on a side note. You wouldn't know. You forget it. Why did you do that to me? I died because I got a whole other world of porn of like in my distorted little world. People would be like, "You're fucked up." I died through my bravery in the trenches, but only one other soldier was injured. I was awarded the Victoria Cross for most conspicuous bravery. I wrote of the war, if I don't add much luster to it, I certainly will not tarnish it. And my job as a bomber had been to go over the top with buckets of hand grenades. Telemachus, you are getting so flippin' close to the mark, it's not funny. You have no idea. You really, well, you do actually have an idea. I was immortalized in a song which tells my story. Okay, like I said, I have control in the sense that you guys are in my window. This is awesome. MiniWarMutt says, when you have time, check out Loosing. Thank you. And the nice thing is, MiniWarMutt is, yet again, this is what I love about, I'll put me on a little rinky dink thing so you guys can see me a little bit, is that's what I love about this freaking live stream is you guys are like always giving me stuff to go on. It's just this back and forth. It's just freaking awesome. Telemachus, look at that ankle. It flew over the mare. You're terrible. Oh my God, you are bad. Okay, so I can get rid of this. Now we're going to go off to the net. See, you guys are going to see what I'm trying to show you. So this is kind of neat. Boink, and then I'll go to here. All right, awesome. This is fantastic. I'm liking this a heck of a lot better. So I think I mentioned to you guys last week that I was doing an online lecture thing there on Monday night. This was it from the World War I Museum and Memorial in Kansas City. It was on Charmed Soldiers. It was done by the special curator Patricia Cecil of Faith and Religion or something like that. Special, anyways. Really, well, you guys can go. We're going. We're in the actual exhibit. It was really good. I did some notes, but we're not going to really get into. I don't doubt we're going to get into it. But I did want to show you a few things. It was in a few things that I did find interesting. Actually, you see these things, the Ninette and Rin Tin Tin dolls. I'm actually going to be making those on Tuesday with some people at work for which I think is going to be kind of neat. Telemachus says face orange raised eyebrow. I don't know what that means exactly, but you do. So I wanted to show a few things that I thought was really neat. The good luck postcards. I think we saw this last week, and it didn't dawn on me until later on when I was looking at something else. And I was like, hey, wait a minute, where's Japan? They're one of the allies there too, but oh well, it's better than nothing. But anyways, I thought if you guys want to go take a look, there's some amazing. This is the one thing that knocked me on my butt when she talked about this. Telemachus says it's a emote on my screen. Okay. Charles Latora says, so if I can get out of the driveway, what do I do for breakfast? McDonald's, Jack in the Box, or overpriced Denny's? How about a little bit of both? Get a little like a bit something from McDonald's, like a coffee, and then hash browns from the Jack in the Box, and I'd do something like that. Mind you, I mean, your third thing would be probably stone cold. This knocked me on my butt. Was this? You see this? I still kind of having a hard time believing this. She said, "Oh yeah, this guy made this Bulgarian soldier in the front lines." Made that by hand on the bottles. I'm like, what? And it just blew me away that someone. I mean, that looks like Michelangelo quality type, like Leonardo da Vinci type quality, and it just. I was just like, and this person's dead, or probably got killed. And I'm thinking yet again, like how many other amazing people got slaughtered, and you just didn't. Just blows me away. MiniWarMutt says McDonald's sausage, burritos, and hash brown. Boink. There you go. Pocket Saints, they were also talking about how oh, sorry, I did go to the Pocket Saints. Which one was it again? Devotional medals. It's she was mentioning it didn't matter. They found, like, for example, you would find Muslim soldiers with Christian devotional medals, because to them it was good luck. I mean, it didn't really matter. MiniWarMutt says Jack in the Box, Devil's. Oh, yeah, I already read that bit. Or he's just continuing on. This one I thought was interesting, and she mentioned it as well, about the Black Madonna. I don't know if you guys know anything about the Black Madonna. I can show a picture about it later. But she was just talking about, yet again, about how that it seemed to, with like good luck charms or, that type of vibe, it crossed religions or whatever. For example, here you have an Austro-Hungarian soldier wearing the Black Madonna, which is a Polish icon or what have you, from Czechia, I do believe. Charles Latour is supposedly going to start digging up the street for new pipes, I believe. Cars off the street. Oh, great. Well, welcome to Rats. Anyways, I just found it really interesting. So like I said, I'm going to be making these Nanette or trying to anyways. I'm not very this way, but you should have saw me trying to make a barrage balloon earlier in the week when everybody else is making a cardinal Christmas ornament. My God, I suck. William Arends says, in order to get my grandson to play the games from the War of 1812, I changed the counters with and that works so much, man. With miniatures from another game. I also use 6 die movement for combat to make the gameplay faster. What a smart man you are, because all you've done now is, you know what I mean? It's just like, you've the first one's free kind of thing. You get them hooked and away you go. Okay, so you've seen this, you've seen that. This is the other thing which, I continue. I bang. Oh, yeah, of course. I keep forgetting. You guys are seeing everything I see. Oops. You see everything I see. Is one of my colleagues, Bailey Wright, I think I mentioned to you, the artist person. MiniWarMutt says, War of 1812, such an embarrassment to us in the States. You're darn right. And it's ironic that you mentioned that, MiniWarMutt, because I was thinking about this a few days ago. So I don't know why it popped up in my head. I was thinking to myself as I was walking, it's almost home, and I was thinking to myself, it's like, you know what? The Americans should be grateful we didn't just keep on trucking. Oh my God, pathetic. So here we go. I wanted you guys to see this. So she mentions this to me. She's like, hey, maybe you guys, she's like, I thought you would be interested. And I was like, at first I'm like, well, it's not World War I, but that people made these cool planes out of pennies. I thought, whoa, this is really neat. Obviously it would be a heck of a lot. I guess I could do one of those monoplanes, the World War I monoplanes. Telemachus says it shows that people don't read more than the headlines. So look at that. Anyways, I wanted you guys to see it. I just thought, I'm impressed. Imagine having one of those. Jeepers jumping. Anyways, and then later on, they show you how, if you want to try to make one out of paper. Crispy Galactic, the United States of Canada. Yeah. Oh, well, let's not get into it. You guys are lucky we gave you half the Great Lakes. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, I keep forgetting you're seeing my full on here. Okay, now we've done that. Now we're going to go into the, I'll stop. I'm not going to, we'll go to the, to here. So I can show you the week that was, and we can, so you guys can see that. I'm going to blow it up super duper good so you guys can see that nicely. Nice. Telemachus says the British at the time were in no way leaving the safety of their forts. Yeah. Crispy Galactus says, yeah. It was MiniWarMutt says, I'm waiting for Nanguay to say sorry. And old Canadian, I know. I was thinking about it too, MiniWarMutt. So we'll go through this quickly. Also, and like I said, if you guys find this the way I'm presenting what happened last week or whatever, you would like it presented in a better way, please let me know. for goodness sakes. So there we go. Like I said, this is more or less, I've just been, I just transcribed what, copied, from what was in the chronology book. Telemachus says a great political situation than much in the way of battles, a greater political situation. Yeah. And on a side note that you mentioned Telemachus, it's still, I have to remind myself every once in a while that the War of 1812, it's like, yeah, and this is happening with the Napoleonic stuff. Ironically, the last time Crispy Galactic, I think, was over at my house, I had my War of 1812 1-72 miniatures downstairs, if you remember. Crispy Galactic. Meandering Mike says, can you do it standing on your head? This? Well, I could actually. I could just put the camera upside down. I think that would do your trick. Is there anything that I thought was, well, you guys will find, I'm not going to go through the whole reading. You guys can do it. Yes, Crispy Galactics. And you helped me out if you were, I don't know if you remember Crispy Galactic, but I went on my old blog and I looked at some of the entries. I was like, oh my God, I remember saying, hey, thank you, Chris. Well, I'm not going to mention your name because you may not want to have your name mentioned. Telemachus says boundaries were set and respect were given. Erich BattleReady, super great to see you. Yeah, it is. I was looking forward to seeing you. And I know I said it last week, and I'm going to do it again because I'm trying to prod you. But so how's Imperial Tide coming along? I don't want to turn this into a thing where you stare at Imperial Tide and want to avoid it, like it becomes an aversion thing. But come on, man, get that thing on so we can find out how it works. So this is if we do get to it a little bit. Oh, you're meandering, eh? Or he says, "Hey, meandering." I thought maybe you were mentioning maybe that you were meandering to the game, kind of thing. I don't know if we're going to get to it. Maybe you can see over here on the 11th of December, the 300 hostile Arabs encountered by a reconnoitering force near Mersa Matruh and driven west. And there's on a side note. Telemachus says hello to you, Erich BattleReady. Is that what was neat is while I'm watching your Hexagon Alley Rommel Battle for North Africa 1973 game there, I'm looking at the map and I'm like, oh my God, I want to take a look at that map so badly because it's like, oh, there's Solom or whatever, how you pronounce it. I'm like, this is all this stuff that's been going on with the Senussi and the Italians and in Libya and so on and so forth. Right now in November, December 1915, I was like, oh my gosh, I'd like to take a look at that map. It's been not easy finding that stuff. But I did downloaded off of BGG last night, Africa 41 or whatever the hell it is, the GMT, and someone did an ultra high resolution image of the map. And I was like, yes, thank you so much. So I don't know if you guys, like I said, you guys are looking here and you guys can read it yourselves as in you're like, oh, I found that interesting or not interesting or whatever. It's one thing that did happen this week is that the British and the Bulgarians have locked horns in Macedonia, which I thought was interesting. I guess maybe the first time in history, I don't know, or probably not. I guess with the Napoleonic stuff or whatever, or what is it, the Crimean War? I don't know if they were involved with any of that stuff. Here's the other thing I found. So you can see, though, they're withdrawing some of their forces from Macedonia. However, where is it that I noticed? It said that they're starting to fortify Salonika. That's it. War canceled for the Allies. No, decides to hold on to Salonika. There's summer agreement to withdraw Greek division east to Salonika. On the 13th, Salonika to be fortified. Remember, this is still a freaking neutral country. It just blows me away. The other thing we're going to notice this week is that Sir Douglas Haig is taking over as commander-in-chief. Sir John French there resigned, in quotes, after the Battle of Loos and everything. Yeah, we're going to take a look. Well, we're going to see in a minute. So there you go, because we're going to do this. We're going to go to the war summary, and I'm going to pop in the view display options. And I think if I do the boink. You can see that super big, giant sized. And I'll get rid of me so you guys can just see that. What I found really interesting is, if you notice the previous weeks for when we go to the globe and the war summary, is there is fairly editorialized, and it goes through the whole, like all kinds of different things. This one is practically all about Sir John French. And I was just absolutely blown away. I was like, whoa, where are we getting into the other parts of what the hell's been going on with the war? There isn't. It's just this. It just goes on and on and on about Sir John French resigning. From what I know on the side notes, I think a lot of you guys probably know as well, is that Sir Douglas Haig has been at it to try to get rid of him for ages, Sir John French. So congratulations. And we'll go to the next one. He's gone. Like I said, it just continues on and on and on. But then, nope, there we go. But it goes on about how amazing he is and so on and so forth. There it is. There was much criticism of the Battle of Loss in Great Britain, and sometime afterwards. Remember with the MiniWarMutt says, man, my guesses were way off. Is that, about the reserves, that he had kept the reserves too far away and so on and so forth. But I've also been reading, they were saying that it wouldn't have mattered anyways. After day one of the Battle of Loss, everything was a cock-up. They should have stopped then, that type of thing. So anyways, I wanted you to see that. I keep forgetting that you're seeing, I got to stop the screen. That's the only way to really do it. Okay, good. What else do I have next? So we did the globe down. Oh yeah, it was this thing I think I was mentioning last week. Was I didn't know who the heck this person was. Esad Pasha, Esad Toptani. I found out, and then we're gonna. Oh yeah, here. You know what? We're gonna have to. I'll have to pop the window. I'll do the entire screen again. Yes, and then I'll make sure you don't see that. So we're gonna go, because this way you guys will actually see the bloody. So this guy, back in, so last week, I was like, what the hell? Who the hell is this person? Esad Pasha or Esad Toptani. They said, he's declared himself pro-ally in Albania. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? So I went and looked him up quickly. And he is, and let me go to the list. He is a guy who used to be the former first minister of Albania or whatever, tried to overthrow Prince Willem, so AKA Meandering Mike, got exiled to Italy, ended up popping back after Prince Willem decided to get the hell out of Albania, and Albania became just a giant cock-up, as we know, and he ended up, I guess, making a little spot for him in Albania. And so I've popped this in the links. If you guys, Naughtiest, Meandering Mike, yes. And I thought it'd be interesting that you thought you could be that person as well. Or remember, I was mentioning in that war, I was like, I don't know who you would want to be, if you want to be that person, or do you want to be one of these pro-rebel people? But I popped this link in as well if you guys want to take a look at it. So this would be a second thing, Meandering Mike, from last week there of week 71, where I mentioned, oh, by the way, if you want to take a quickie look of the mess of what was going on with Albania at the beginning of World War I into 1915 kind of thing. There's also this entire special just for Albania. So I've popped that in the sources and links if you want to go straight off to it. And let me see what else I've put in here. So I've got the SAD thing. Oh my God! Now we're going to go to the board game of the week. Cool. All right, and actually we can just go straight into. I don't need to. We can just go straight into my thing, since you guys are just seeing the full-on window here. Well, put me on a little tiny bit if you want. Prince William was very ineffective. Okay, Meandering Mike, it's gonna be nice to know because you, like I said, you probably know way more than me because you were looking them up, kind of thing of trying to figure out. So this is the game that I did not pick randomly. I ended up picking this one, and it knocked me on my butt. Was this Crosshairs? And I went, this is eerily similar to the game that I'm trying to make. Well, Doppeldecker now that it's called after Rob gave it a great name. And I went, oh my God, this looks eerily similar to, but we're not going to get there because when I'm, as the way you guys are too, when you go onto YouTube and whatnot, you get recommendations. And the Discriminating Gamer just reviewed this game, Verdun 1916 Steel Inferno, and loved it. And I watched it again this morning because I was like, okay, I'm going to try to, get something in my head for you guys. I'd like to remind myself a little bits. It looks good, and there's a ton of fascinating reviews. And yet again, with I look at this. I think, oops, no, actually, I keep forgetting that you guys can see everything. There we go. Nice. That Meandering Mike says the game won a Charles S. Roberts Award. Oh, thanks for letting me know. What I liked about it, the review, is he was saying that the person he was playing with is not a war gamer whatsoever and enjoyed it. I like the look of the blocks. I like the way they were talking about, okay, you make a hit. You put the block goes from standing up to lying on its side, horizontal. And if you have a trench in that area and the constraints, all I could say is that the Discriminating Gamer constantly kept saying there's a lot of really hard, interesting, painful decisions to make. And I went, ooh, this sounds really good. It also, the artwork, and he was bent. Look at that map. That just looks fantastic. At least I think so. It just, darn it, it looks really darn nice. Is the artwork on the cards? I don't know if we'll be able to see any of the cards. Yeah, it was very reminiscent. There we go. Well, even the cover looks very much like the Grizzled. At least I think so. Now we'll go back to my profile thingamajigamabob. And then, so they also did this game. Well, they've done a bunch of games. So obviously you guys probably know that. Trench War. Then I asked the guy, hey, I contacted them and I said, is it all right? I noticed that there's a little rinky, you've done a little Kickstarter YouTube video that you did for Trench War. And would it be okay if I could show it on my live stream? I said, oh, we're just rinky-dink little live stream. There's only 5 people. And he said, no problem. Obviously, it's free advertising, for goodness sakes. So if you don't mind, would you mind watching this 1 minute and 20 seconds with me? I'll get rid of my little whatever. And let me know if you can hear it or not. And that's the other thing, too. I need to know if the... can you hear that or not? Okay, thanks, Mike. Meandering Mike. Darn it. So I wonder how I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to do it unless this may work. Hold on, guys, because it may. So I'm gonna get rid of stop the screen. I'm gonna put another boink. Hold on. I'm gonna grab you over to here. If I go to the YouTube thing, I think if I decide to do it this way now, this will work, which means because I think I was showing my whole window and not I was showing the entire screen, so it's probably not doing like giving, it was only giving you the audio from what I can hear, which is in my living room, so you're not going to hear much. But if I do this, hold on, actually if I should be able to just hit. Now, if I do this, But I can read lips. Oh, you little brat. That was Crispy Galactic. Okay, so now it should work, I hope, people. And there. Now we'll put you here. Now this should work. All right, so you saw that. Hold on, I'm going to turn this bloody thing off. Oh my gosh, we're at 10:50. I'm glad you guys got to hear it a little bit. Darn it, we're not going to get into the Senussi again. I can't believe this. There's been a little tiny bit. Okay, this is what we will do. I'm going to share my whole screen then, but we're going to get rid of this because you don't need to see all this crazy nonsense. Yeah, and we'll just leave it at that, and then we'll start up again with the Senussi next week. I'll just keep hammering it, and hopefully it'll get to that. Okay, so you guys can see this. What I will want to show you though is the maps. To try to, I was trying to. So I've been, I listened to it yet again. Well, I love, here, I'll put me on a little tiny bit so you can see me. What I really thoroughly do love is that, and I popped it in the links, is the Nebula podcast there with Dr. Vanda Wilcox from the Greater War series from Oxford Press. And it's about Italy as empire. And it's got a big chunk of it because I wanted to get the beginnings before, getting into like with the Senussi declaring jihad and whatnot in November of 1915. I wanted to get before, like, how did that lead up? And I was like, well, we'll get back to that bits. But yet again, and she starts bringing up all these things about, you got to remember about Tripolitania and so for like all Libya is not this one continuous thing. So here we go, is what I wanted to show you is, I did. So here's the, you can see it there, good. So here's, for example, a map of Africa on one of my books. Did I darn it, did I not? I could have sworn I should have put the copyright thing in here. But here you can see, for example, if you look up here, does it not look like Italian North Africa is one beautiful, continuous, like Italy is in control of everything? And that's not the case, not even flipping close. So yeah, there's my political map of the Africa map. And yet again, you can see it looks like, wow, Italy's in charge, in control of this huge chunk of Libya. But then we start taking a look at some of the other maps. Oh, here's that. This is just one to help me out for later on, Marsa Mutra. But look at this. Now we start seeing, as far as I'm concerned, we start seeing what the reality is. So here's the exact same spot we were just looking at, for crying out loud. And now this is actually what Italy is in charge of. This tiny little chunk of Serenizia and this area. So, and the rest of it is just a wild land that the Italians don't have control over, which I think is fascinating. But like I said, hopefully we'll get into this. We can talk a bit about this next week. Maybe this will just be a little bit of a lead up. But this is when I was watching Meandering Mike's Hexagon Alley game there. And I was like, oh my gosh, do I ever want to be able to do what he can do and seeing some of these areas? And then I was like, well, let's go far. And there's Mursa Matru or something right there. And this is going to be an extremely important place. And there's Solemn there. I've been reading up about. And we can take a look at some pictures up later on, like next week. I've got them set up. But all these oases and whatnot, I want to find out, like at least like have put some context and some perspective, basically. So that's it. I'm going to stop the screen because we're at 11 o'clock. Thanks. Thank you very much, everyone, for popping in. Like I said, I hopefully wasn't too much of on a down note or whatever, or somber or whatever the heck it is. Thank you so much for showing up. It's yeah, I mean, this is one of the big things for me in the week. Well, every week, and off I go again to start up. And like I said before, it's such a motivator for me to keep trucking and learning about whatever I can about World War I. And William Harris, isn't that part of Libya's sparsely populated Sahara Desert? Exactly. Meandering Mike says, great live stream. Thank you. And thank you, sir. Yes, and that was the other thing. Oh, wait till we get into it, William Arends. Hopefully next week when we start talking about the armored car brigades. I don't know, or companies or whatever. I don't know what level yet it is. And they had camel. Well, I think it was why I popped the World War I image of the day today was the camel sergeant. That type of stuff, and we'll take a look at some really interesting pictures. Also, yeah, about how the main thing is, I was mentioning as well last week, we're running out of going a bit here, is that with it was asymmetric in the amount of resources being used. In other words, the Central Powers were using very little resources because they were, using the Senussi and whatnot as a proxy, and the Entente, specifically the British, but also the Italians who had to deal with them constantly. They were using a fair amount of resources to keep everything at bay. So that's it. I'm going to leave it at that. And thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great weekend and a great week. Meandering Mike says, Tabao and Tuareg live in southern Libya. Crispy Galactic, thanks, Nanguea. Great info. And like I said, please call me. You got my email address, for the love of God. I don't know if you still remember my number, my newish number. You should. Because I actually do have a second number for you in Nova Scotia. So there you go. MiniWarMutt, yes, the stream sounds weird. Enjoy, this has been fun. Thanks to Chris and everyone in the chat. Later, all great discussion. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So that's it. Off I go. See you later. Bye. Thanks. And let me know how you think about, do you like this new setup? Up close and personal kind of thing and ugly. All right. See you later. Bye.